The following characters are part of the Mitsukami alternate verse. Yes, I did them early in high school, and if you're wondering about the coloring, I don't do coloring. Until now, of course. But, anyways, onto the main part of this character info. Yay! First up, we have our front runner, a prototype to being the successor of Koda Mitsukami, name unknown. He carries a short time in the story, having only been relevant as a side dish for Kota when he's sent onto the field and is able to track Kota with the eye under his eye patch. The reason both his eyes is covered is to prevent Kota or another Mitsukami from looking into his eyes. He enjoys touching things and is believed that he uses his sense of touch to communicate with the biology of humans and animals, which is why he doesn't use his fists to fight enemies. But because of his sense of touch, the research facility is able to gather much needed intel as he draws quite a bit of a Mitsukami into fighting him at once. It's until Kota comes along that he's taken in and dismantled by Doc, but not before sending his battle data to a Mitsukami laboratories. The second one on this bandwagon goes by the name of Capillaries, a generic character model given who carries a demon inside of him, who, when summoned, brings out a sword with two handles which resembles the horns on his head. The color of the demon was meant to look like muscle fibers since he's not yet taken full form, but since it goes over his body like armor, it's probably okay I suppose. He carries the abilities of the Chaos Star, which is implanted in his back, which allows him to smash energy into his opponents and give them adrenaline rush. This adrenaline rush is used to feed his blade, which when fully charged fires two spiral stars of light and dark. When exposed to the power of the spiral stars, the enemy is sent into an alternate reality where you live in two states of being constantly, being exposed to both light, brighter than the brightest star, and darkness, darker than the darkest abyss. Completely immobilized and vulnerable as the physical body cannot handle being trapped between two states of reality. The third, meant to be a monkey with a sex mask. The reason he has slugs coming out of his ears is because they help him block out his thoughts by barfing them out, as well as his brain matter. It is believed that he was abused as a child so badly that his face became permanently disfigured, his eyes showing signs of narcolepsy, as he is not one who enjoys taking baths out of fear that he would drown. When he was younger, he ate his parents, and ever since that day, he has not been able to sleep, not because of guilt, but because his parents were religious, and when he killed them, they had been praying, causing him to constantly hear their voices in his head, telling him to cannibalize others. It wasn't until a Mitsukami laboratories took him in and gave him the slug's mask that he was able to be a part of society again. The final one, the orange-eyed misfit, branded as a rogue agent that currently works for Matsukami, has passed, a name bestowed to him by his predecessor before he died, and a title, once accepted, means partaking in wars, assassinating targets and making sure bodies are never found or discovered. This goes on until the day someone worthy can take your place or you die. Before taking on this role, he worked for Mitsukami as an agent but lost his way after the pre-Skrull Wars, which manifested behaviors that at the time a Mitsukami couldn't handle. But a Matsukami saw a purpose for him and trained him to eventually become the successor for the group.